This is Jasmina, and in this video I'm going to talk about the symbolic star entitled Moon Virtue, and it's actually Moon Virtue Nobleman. Now, it is nearly as powerful and just as good as the Heaven Virtue Nobleman. It has a bit of a different nature. The Moon Virtue is a little more about happiness, whereas the Heaven Virtue is a little bit more about accomplishment. But they're both bring happiness just through different pathways. It brings the owner happiness and a long and usually healthy life, or overall healthy life. Now, if you have the branch of dragon, goat, dog, or ox, and this is an important thing, you have the Heaven Virtue Nobleman star, you will also have this automatically. But that's only true for these 4 animal signs. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have both, even if your month branch is not this. You can still have both through different pathways because you have other places to look in your chart. So this is not a set in stone thing that these are the only ones that can have both. Now, as with all symbolic stars, it can be formed with a luck pillar, and it's as strong and as good as as if it were in the permanent chart just during those 10 years. And I have a video on the general rules and cautions, and if you have not watched it, please do so, because those rules apply here. So that also talks about when you may have this Moon Virtue formation being weakened, and that isn't irrelevant. So you should really watch that. Just take the note, the basic rules are the same for all the stars. So here is the important chart, and we look at the focus is the month branch, and these are listed in the normal way the animal branches are listed for the month. We have tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, pig, rat, ox. And you will note that all of these completion elements or completion entities are elements. So we have yang fire. Here's another yang fire and another yang fire. And they're 4 apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is yang wood, and it's also 4 apart. And so the pattern is yang fire, yang wood, yang water, yang metal. Yang fire, yang wood, yang water, yang metal, and repeats. Now, those of you who are kind of on the ball and a little more experienced, you will probably realize this, that these 4 elements, the location of these 4 elements are grouped in the 3 harmony groupings. So the tiger, the horse, and the dog is one of the 3 harmony groups. The rabbit, the goat, and the pig is another one, and so forth. So this isn't like randomly chosen. It actually comes from the 3 harmony groups. And you can think of the moon makes it a little more happy, and that makes it a little more sense why this has to do with the harmony groups, because that, they get together, they get along better together. Now, these are the 4 highlighted ones here are those 4 animal signs. The 4 month branches. They are animal signs, but these are the ones that, whether if you have it here, you also have it in the heaven stem or in the Heaven Virtue. So, but again, you can still have it even if you're not there. Just wanted to highlight that. Now, if you really want to read in great detail, you can actually get this book, and it's not terribly expensive as an ebook, but it is also a little harder to read as an ebook for figuring out the charts, because you can only really read the Chinese characters. because the English is like gobbledygook. You can't really read it. In fact, even the Chinese characters are a bit on the small side. But if you want more detailed discussion, that's written very legibly. And so you can get this book. And like I say, the ebook is not terribly expensive. So if you really want to know more about your particular one, I would get this book. And you can look up, it has, I think, about half of the symbolic stars in each one of these two books. He has a book too also. Now, the meaning of the location of the stem that completes that formation, that if you have it, it will follow the general rules I have given in the video, Symbolic Stars General Rules. So just look at that or get the book and just read it. Either way is fine. Now, my personal observations. My husband has this formation, and he also has the heaven stem, the heaven virtue formation also, because he has one of those 4 animal signs that automatically do both in his month. Now, he has had a generally happy life. There's been stresses, of course, but his childhood was quite happy. And in general, he's a cheerful guy, and he rarely gets ill. Now, I do not have this formation, but I would say that I'm generally happy, and happier the older I've gotten. And of course, being with a cheerful person tends to make you happier. So I think that's part of it. And certainly my adulthood has been better than my childhood. So this is, I think, one reason why the older I'm getting, the happier I am. So that's it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Again, you can watch that video that gives the general rules if you haven't watched it yet. It is important because there are conditions that may reduce the quality of this formation. But that is really very general. And that is why just at least one watching of the general rules is important. Thanks again for watching.